Welcome to this week's What Sold video. I'm Katie. I sell part-time on eBay and Poshmark. When my kids are at school, a few times a week I go thrifting. I list the cool things I find online, and then every week here on YouTube, I share with you what sold. This week we're talking about February 24th through, as I'm filming it today, yesterday, March 2nd. I had my best sales week ever, which I said last week, but this week was even better. I had a total item sales amount of $801, which for me is really good. And I had 16 total sales, 13 were on eBay and 3 were on Poshmark. My cost of goods sold, or the amount that I paid for all the items that I'm sharing with you today, is $167.10. My total profit after I got my cost of goods returned to me and I paid the platforms all the fees was $487.58. On the total sales amount, I do charge shipping on top, but I use calculated shipping, so I don't generally make any money off of that. Sometimes I'll make $1 or $2 or lose, and I usually share that with you along the way. I did have 8 promoted sales of the 13 on eBay, so the promoted sales seem to still be working, and the other sales that I had were probably listed in the last 50 days or so, which I have not been promoting any of my newly listed items. They were promoted at 3%. As we go into March, I did change my promotions down to 2%. My average sales price was $50.06. Let's get into what sold. But first, I had a return. We went a couple weeks without a return, and I like that a lot better than this. So I'm having this Madewell pair of jeans returned. They were new with tags, a waist 29. They were the 10-inch high-rise skinny, and they had a tensile blend to them, so they were super soft and stretchy. And I had sold them for $39, not promoted, so somebody was looking for these. They are returning them because they don't fit. So the buyer is responsible for paying the shipping back to me, which was $9.20. So they will be out $18.40, and I will be relisting this item when it comes back to me. They did pop it in the mail. They opened the return last night. So since it was in my sales week, I shared it with you today. Okay, so sad times, but let's move on to what sold. So my first item is this Nike Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl waist fanny pack. And I put football promo. I've seen from other resellers, if you get like a giveaway at a sporting event, to put promo in the listing title, and more people will be looking for it. And I think that was the case with my item. So I actually got this from my brother. He was visiting a couple of weeks ago. He gave me several items to keep or to list. He does know that I'm a reseller, but he does not know that I have a YouTube channel. And I ended up listing this for $20. He went to this bowl game about 5 years ago. I don't think they have that bowl game anymore. So it's kind of like a collector's item now. I listed it for $20. He never used it. And I got an offer for $15 in 8 days. So that was really quick. I decided to accept because I had a zero cost into it. So I made $12.57 off of that. So thank you to my brother. The 2 things that I listed of his sold really quickly. So he's got some good stuff. This next item I paid up for, and the sale is over on Poshmark. I picked up these Lululemon men's extra large, tall, dark gray sweatpants. They had an inseam of 35 inches, which is very tall. I picked them up for my husband because I thought he's tall, but I didn't think about the inseam on them. So when we got home, we realized, no, this is for somebody who's probably 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So it took me about a month and a half to list them. And when I did, they sold in 1 day on Poshmark. I listed them for $65 and I paid $19.99 for these, thinking that they would be used for personal use. But when that didn't work out, I had my receipt for the cost of goods, so I'm able to use that. And because they were a tall, I did think that they would do better, but I didn't know that they were gonna do this well. So they sold in 1 day and I made $26.41 off of these sweatpants. That was a good sale. I've been paying up for Lululemon for a long time now, and some of the ones that I've paid up for are starting to pay off. Next is this Rip Skirt Hawaii extra small runaround beach swim cover-up dress. It has UPF 50 sun protection in it, so I make sure to put that in the title whenever I know that there's sun protection, because people are searching that out on eBay. So I had it listed for $42.95 and it was new with tags. I got it for $4.50 from my standard price thrift store when they were running a sale. And I got an offer for $35, so I was happy to accept that. This did sell promoted, so I paid $1.34 in additional fees on eBay. So after all the things, I made $23.10 off of this swim cover-up dress in 232 days. So as we go into the spring, these types of items are going to probably sell more often, which is probably why I held on to it for 9 months-ish. Next up is a pair of Paige pants. These are called the high-rise Lulu black overdye velvet flare pant, and the inseam on them was 33, which is also long. So I make sure to put that in the title so that if someone's searching this out, it will pop up. I had these listed for a while. They were listed for 391 days. I got them for just $3 at the standard price thrift store over a year ago when they were having a $3 pant sale. I loaded up on some pants that day, and this was when I was just starting reselling. I've been reselling for probably 18 months now, and before that I was just hobby thrifting clothes for me and my family. 90% of our clothing that we wear is thrifted, and I absolutely love that about this business. So I had $3 into them, and I really didn't get any interest on them for the whole entire time they were listed there, but the flare leg is in. So someone was searching them out because did they sell promoted? Yes, they did. I ended up getting a full price sale of $50 on these. Probably luck. I'm not sure. So these were promoted, so I paid $1.84 in additional promoted fees. I don't know if you guys care about knowing the additional promoted fees, but I'm sharing them with you because I share all the things with you. I made $36.99 off of these pants in 391 days, so a good sale. Another Lululemon sale on eBay. This is a women's size 14 Swiftly Tech 2.0 long sleeve. This is a very new top, and it has their newest pull tag on it. I found this at Goodwill for $6.99. I think I just got lucky and that maybe they missed it. So I had it listed at $40 because it was in excellent, like new condition. I do have it as pre-owned good just to cover my bases. I always want my buyers to be happy with what they receive, so I err on the side of caution generally. So I sent out an offer for $36 and my buyer accepted. So I made $22.06. I did pay $1.25 in promoted fees on top of the regular fees. So after all that, I made $22 in 165 days. This took longer to sell than I thought it would, but I knew that I could get over 30 for it. So I held out. I got a few $25 offers on it. Next up is a Rebecca Minkoff RM. So I'm not sure if that's like a diffusion line of Rebecca Minkoff. Size large, metallic silver shimmer black tank top with ruched sides. This would be a really great career tank top. It was pretty basic, and I got it at the standard price thrift store for $2.99. At the time, their tank tops were $2.99. I think now they might consider this a shirt, so it would be $7, and I would not have picked it up. But for $2.99, I was happy to pick it up. And I had it listed for $35 with free shipping. So I was trying to entice buyers to pay the $35 because it would really be $30 because you're saving on shipping. Well, I got an offer for $28, which was not terrible. So with the free shipping included, I lost $5 off of the sale for the shipping, but I still made $15.04, which I'm super happy with, in 150 days. And that did not sell promoted. This next sale was a really good one. So it is a Coach men's breast pocket wallet, black pebbled leather, and it had slots for a zip closure for coins and slots for cards and for cash. I picked this up from my local consignment store for, it was $19.99, but with tax, it was $21.43. So I picked it up because it was really nice, and I didn't actually know totally what it was, but for it being Coach at $20, I was willing to pick it up and figure it out later. I'm not sure why it was marked so reasonably, maybe because it's a women's consignment store and this turned out to be a men's wallet. So maybe they knew that, I'm not sure. But anyway, Coach men's wallets sell very well on eBay, and they sell for a lot. So mine was actually very reasonably priced at $125. And it did sell full price on Poshmark, and then the buyer immediately canceled. So that was sad. And then, so I relisted it on both platforms because I took it off of eBay. And so I relisted it at $125. And a couple of weeks later, I got an offer for $106. And I decided to accept. On Poshmark, I had been in talks with a buyer. They started at 50 and I think they got up to 85, and it just didn't seem like it was going to work out. So I accepted this offer and I made $71.34 off of it in 48 days, which is really good. So if you can find a men's wallet like this is a sophisticated wallet that someone is going, you know, you're going to go out, you have a nice jacket when you're using this type of wallet, was what I imagined. I did pay $16 in fees on this though, which I wanted to share. It's a lot. My next sale was over on Poshmark. I picked up this Abercrombie & Fitch YPB, which is your personal best, size small, neo knit blue v-neck, boxy crop sweater from TJ Maxx. I have this in a haul, several hauls ago, where I say that I spent so much because I went to TJ Maxx and I spent $170 on less than 10 items. 3 of them were this sweater. So when I was listing them, I realized that one of them did not have a new tag on it. So I have 2 listed new with tags and 1 as pre-owned excellent because the tag somehow came off of it. I had it listed at $35 on Poshmark, and somebody came out and they paid $35 for it. I think retail, these are about $70 to $75. And this color seemed to be less saturated on eBay when I was doing some comps. So when it sold quickly on Poshmark, I was pretty surprised. I actually got an offer on my other new with tags one on Poshmark for $25, but I countered and then that didn't go through. So I still have 1 more new with tags. I have $6.43 into this. So it was $6 was the yellow closeout price tag on it plus tax. They paid $35. I made $21.57 in 10 days off of this, which I think is fantastic. I absolutely love new with tags items. They take me so much less time to list because generally they don't have flaws. My next sale was back over on eBay, and it was a pair of Rock Revival jeans. This makes, I think, 7 of my 12 Rock Revival jeans sold. So I have about 5 left. This one was the men's size 36 Mick boot cut. And they have cotton flap pockets. Flap pockets are highly sought after on eBay. So I'm going to pop up a picture of a flap pocket. And my photos on this are actually very dark because it was raining that day when I photographed all of these. So I'm glad that people can see through that and they're still purchasing. I had them listed at $135. I got these from the bulk buyout that I did from my local consignment store, where I got like over 100 pounds of clothes that the consignment store owner was ready to get rid of. And she had picked up all these men's jeans herself at an estate sale before she started her consignment store and realized she wasn't going to sell men's clothing. So I ended up getting 60 items drafted already at $3.33 each. So I only have that much into these pants. I went back and forth with a buyer on these and we ended up settling on $105. They did sell promoted for $3.65 in extra fees, which I don't think that I should have these jeans promoted because there are not very many online. So maybe I should go through and take those off. So when I did the comparison, I paid $19.49 in fees on eBay. And if I had sold them on Poshmark, I would have paid $21. So pretty even overall, I would say. I made $82.40 off of these. Fantastic sale. I haven't found Rock Revival men's jeans at a thrift store before, but if I do, I will be picking them up. 68 days it took for those to sell. Next up was an Eileen Fisher top. This one was a petite medium mandarin collar tunic blouse, and it was hemp and organic cotton. This one took longer to sell than I thought that it would. I picked it up from a regular Goodwill for $8.99, and I had it listed for $45. I ended up getting an offer for $37 on it, and I had it for 251 days listed. So I was happy to accept that. I made a profit of $21.71 after paying all the fees, which included $1.34 in promoted. I do think my promoted items are performing better. So I was thinking about not promoting my items the month of March, but I'm getting good sales and I'm having better sales weeks every week. So I want to capitalize on that. So I'm gonna keep promoting at 2%. Next up was a Frank and Eileen top. I picked this up from a buy-sell trade store, and it was half price at the time. I had seen it in the store over the course of a month, and then when it went on sale the following month, I decided to pick it up. I paid $18.03 for it with tax, and it was not in perfect condition. It was in good condition, but when you examined it really closely, there was maybe some light discoloration at the other underarms. So I made sure to photograph that, and it was washed, but this is a really desirable style. This is the size small Mel T-Lab triple fleece short sleeve hoodie, and it was made in the USA, and I think it retailed for $250-ish. Frank and Eileen is very expensive and it resells pretty well if you can find the right items. This one sold in 5 days, so I think this was one of those good items. I had it listed at $55 and I got an offer for $50. So I made $24.26 off of this in just 5 days, which was fantastic, and I didn't promote it because I had just listed it. Here's an item that I paid a lot for. There's a few items in my store that I have paid over $40 for. Not a lot, probably a handful. This was one. It's a mother pair of jeans. They're a size 32 swooner roller yoke, front ankle, wide leg, and the wash was double vision. These were gorgeous, and I picked them up when thrifting was very slow in the fall. And at the time, I didn't have a backstock of inventory to be listing when thrifting was slow. So I was going out and I needed inventory to list. So I picked these up from a consignment store for their full asking price. With tax was $45.79. I listed them for $125. They retail, I think, for about $250-ish. And the style, I just thought would sell it with the size being a 32. And I got an offer for $110 over the weekend, and I accepted because I had them listed for 122 days. I really wanted to recoup my $45. But honestly, I do think that I would pick them up again because I really like having great items in my store that bring people over, and maybe they look at other things in my store too. And they were really fun to list, which is part of my business. I like being passionate about what I am listing, so sometimes I will pay up. And it motivates me to get it listed because I want to get my monies back. So I made $43.85 off of these, and I got my money back. They did sell promoted, $3.81 in promoted fees. So my total fee amount was $20.36 that eBay got for that, and they sold in 121 days. Okay, we have 4 more sales here. Thank you so much for being here. This is another sale from the bulk consignment sale or bulk consignment deal that I did. So I have each of these pieces at $3.33 each. This is a Torrid Curve. I lotted them together, two 2X baby doll nighties. One was pink and one was navy. I listed them for $50. They were both new with tags, but they had a perfume smell to them. And I decided not to take the tags off and wash them and just to disclose that in the listing. And I ended up getting an offer for $36, which was pretty good, I think. And I had $6.66 into these. So they did sell promoted for $1.47 in extra fees. Sorry, I'm talking too quickly here. I made $23.76 in 56 days. So they sold pretty quickly, and I hope the buyer loves them and read the description about the perfume smell. Next up is a North Face hat. So this is the Breeze Brimmer hat, and it does have UPF 40 protection in it. I got it from my standard price thrift store. Their regular hats are $1.99. I think they're $2 now, but it was $1.99 at the time. I had it listed for $30. These hats are pretty expensive, like around $50 to $60. And I had it listed at $30. I got an offer for $20, and I decided we're gonna let it go for $20. Let's see. I made $13.78 in 198 days. So it was in there for a while, and I did pay 81 cents in promoted fees on that one. I think that was my last promoted sale, yes. This next sale is a bolo in this style. So if you're just working, maybe take a look up. This is a Garnet Hill size large Asian wrap organic cotton nightgown. So these organic cotton Asian wrap style nightgowns or pajama tops have sold for me within 30 days. I sell them. I've sold 4 or 5 of this exact item or style. So I had it listed at $30. I think they retail for about $85 to $90. And I paid $3.99 for it, which was an excellent price. It was in the pajama section. I absolutely love picking up nightgowns. I find that people on eBay are looking for them. I made $21.73 off of this because somebody came out and they paid $30 for it, and it took 32 days to sell. Okay, so this one probably took the longest of all the ones that I've had, 32 days. So be on the lookout for this style. Other Garnet Hill items haven't done super well for me, but this style does. My last sale of the week came from Poshmark, and it's a pair of Athleta pants. I did really well with Athleta this week and was happy to see another piece go this week. This is a size 8 endless pant. It's a pull-on tapered leg pant. It was new with tags. It retailed for $109. And I had it listed, I think, for $65. And this buyer came in originally at $35. And then after some countering, they came up to $50, and I decided to accept. I had $12.99 into these pants. So I made a total profit of $27.01 off of these in 80 days, but they were not listed on Poshmark for 80 days. They were probably on there for less than 30 days because I am cross-listing myself. So I'm like hand-picking the things that I want to put over there and see if they'll sell. Athleta seems to be doing pretty well on Poshmark. So I need to go through and maybe add a few more things from my eBay store over there. That is my sales for the week. Thank you so much for joining. If you like videos like this, maybe you're a reseller or you like just reseller content, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.